Why live a lie? Why live a lie? Should I continue to try?
Hi everyone, welcome back to Cloud9 Intuitive. My name is Janine and I am here to do a collective reading for the new moon in Sagittarius, which is on November 23rd at 2:57 p.m. Pacific time. Adjust for your time zone wherever you are in the world. First of all, as usual, thank you so much for being here with me. It really means so much to me. For all of you who have subscribed to the channel, wow, thank you. I appreciate you. I really do want to grow, so please make sure you tell your friends who are looking for similar information about Cloud9 Intuitive. And if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the thumbs up. That super duper helps. And drop me a comment. I love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I will do an extended for this over on Patreon. It'll be out about 24 hours after this reading comes out, so you can look for that there. What else do I want to say? Happy Friendsgiving to all of you. I hope you are having a wonderful time with your families, if that's something that you do. And if not, I just hope that you're out there feeling good. Yeah, that's all I have right now. I'm currently not open for personal readings, but I will be very soon, so hang tight. And let's hop into this discussion of Sagittarius energy. It's one of my favorite energies. My super wonderful, brilliant daughter is a Sagittarius, and this energy is really about adventure and expansion, and sort of leaning into all of the possibilities in life without fear. And I think this new moon is going to ask us to sort of let go of a lot of fears that have shaped our belief systems, and fears that we've like acquired over time based on experience, just as like a natural response to certain experiences. We develop these fear structures as protection. And this moon is really asking us to shed those. Jupiter is also going direct on the same day as this new moon. And so it will really be opened up for some of us, because Jupiter's going direct in Pisces. For some of us, it's really going to be about opening up spiritually, opening up to your spiritual gifts without fear. That's for some of you out there. And for others of you, it really is just like releasing fear of success, or fear of actually like getting what you want, fear of progress, etc., etc. Like, what does it mean if you actually win? And stepping into, leaning into the good feeling of that, and less into the fear of that. I'm excited for this new moon. I hope that y'all are excited for this new moon, sort of just to step into new perspectives and think about the world and yourself in the world in new ways. It should be really interesting. So I'm feeling good. I hope y'all are feeling good. Let's hop into this reading. I'm going to start off with a message from the ancestors, and then we'll lean in with a couple oracle decks and some tarot. So let's see. And I have one ancestor message to start this reading for the new moon in Sagittarius. For the collective, please. Whoa, hello. Excuse me one moment. All right, let's see. We have fire guarding, ignite your passions. Yes, ignite your passions. It's time to really step into those things that you're like, well, I've always wanted to do that. Or I've always thought that I might be able to do that, but maybe not. Like, stop doubting yourself here. Stop doubting yourself and really like just sort of like acknowledge the fire, acknowledge the spark, acknowledge the way that you are being sort of pulled in certain directions, and honor those pulls in a way. Like, just step into it knowing that you are divinely protected, and that you have wings. You have wings. So even if you start to fall, you're gonna figure it out. Like, you're not gonna smack the ground here as you are like stepping out into, it feels almost like new things. So this could be new jobs, new hobbies, new relationships for some of you. It could also be like new friend groups, new or new like social circles in some way. Yeah, and just like stepping into those spaces without fear, as you know, as your like re-envisioned self, understanding who you are and how you've grown differently than you did before, like, and using that new information to step into these spaces confidently. That's really like sort of what you're being asked to do around this new moon. Okay, so let's see what else. I have 3 of these. Please. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Sorry, y'all. Cards just are flying everywhere. 1 second. My big head. Many masks. Yes, stepping out as your authentic self here with new wisdom here. This is 38. It's an 11 card. 11s are about wisdom. It's about that deep inner knowing, and finding a new community, stepping into new community. This card is called Gathering Around, the power of community. It's almost like you might be meeting a lot of new people that really like resonate with your spirit, or like speak your same language is what I'm getting here. Hang on a second. We got one that flew over here. We'll take it. Woodwives, adaptability. Yeah, you're changing. You're changing, and it feels like you're changing, and your environments are changing simultaneously in order to align with one another. It's very interesting energy. And Fortune's wheel, luck and right timing. Yes, we love that. The time for this change is now. The time for you to release the fears that have been sort of causing some kinks in the armor or something like that. They're just giving me like there's fear that's been causing like this like stutter step from progress, like not being able to get the wheels greased appropriately. Now that you're releasing those fears, you are like understanding yourself differently and owning that understanding in a way that feels very powerful. And then stepping into new communities, embracing new communities, and understanding how you are. How you can be in service to these new communities and how these new communities can be in service to you. That's what's greasing the wheels here, and allowing for it feels like everything to fall into place. This is a very Sagittarian card because the Wheel of Fortune is a Sagittarius card. So Fortune's wheel, yeah, and with Jupiter going direct, Jupiter governs like good fortune. And so some of you might be getting some strokes of luck, or you might feel like very lucky. You might feel like, a question that you may have asked yourself previously when good things have happened is like, why is this happening to me? And this energy is asking you to understand that the reason that good things are happening to you is because they're intended for you at this time, because you have sort of stripped off all of these masks, all of these layers of fear, these expired truths that sort of informed informed how you show up in the world. Like all of that's being sort of stripped away here. New communities, and you're allowing new communities to step into to enter into your field, right? And then you're also adapting in order to accommodate this new understanding of self and these new communities. We love it. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, let's get some tarot. I'm going to be using the Luna Soul Tarot for this. I'm doing really good on time because y'all know how I get sometimes. So let's just see. Messages for the collective for the new moon in Sagittarius, please. Go. Ah, yes, the Magician is the first card out. We love that. You are understanding now, like your resources differently, like what you have been given, the tools that you have been given that are going to help to aid and abet your success. Let's see what else. you're also seeing yourself now as a powerful co-creator. It's almost like I'm getting this energy. It feels like some things need, like you needed to see manifestation in action or something in order to understand how powerful you are in this moment. And the only way for you to be able to see that was to sort of like strip yourself down of like ego-based fears that were holding you back, right? And like it could have been like for some of you this could have been like fear of like moving around or moving into something different. For others of you, this is like fear of voicing yourself, fear of communicating out into the world, or fear of communicating something with somebody. For some of you out here, I'm going to show you these cards in a second, but for some of you it's like fear of like talking about what had been giving you anxiety. It's almost like just holding everything in. And as you are stepping into this new energy of being free from fear and being sort of having the energy of like success be your driving force as opposed to fear be the force that's sort of blocking you. For some of you, you haven't been talking about the things that have been causing the fear. And now you're in a space where you feel like you can express that. For some of you, you're getting some good news here that comes in that helps to alleviate a lot of fears. Good news about like a new beginning or a fresh start, a new opportunity coming in. It might not be as big as the opportunity that you wanted, but again, it's allowing you to see manifestation in action, right? It's the little things. When the little things come in, if you can be grateful, if you can be so enthusiastic about the small blessing, it's sort of like greases the wheels for the bigger blessing, right? It greases fortune's wheel for the bigger blessing. Okay, so let me just show you here. You have the Eight of Wands, you have the Magician, you have the Nine of Swords, you have the Page of Swords. Some of you might be dealing with like migraine headaches, or like, well, some of you are just dehydrated, like just straight up, you need to drink more water. But some of you might be dealing with some of you might be partying a lot or drinking a lot. Well, it is holiday time, but like just be mindful. If you are drinking like more than you usually do, like drink double the amount of water that you usually do or something like that. For some of you, some of you are hitting that age where you're hitting that age where the drinks are hitting different, and like waking up is a little bit harder to do in the morning. The hangovers are getting a little bit tougher. Just be careful out there. Like, have a good time. A lot of you are out there having a really great time networking. Again, new community, finding yourself in new community that feels very supportive and unified. Like there's a lot of like energy for energy to make things happen, sort of behind these new connections, kind of spurring your ability to co-create and manifest the things that you want in your life, right? But it's almost like, don't get like punch drunk or something like that. Like, don't get too excited. Remember to stay grounded here in this energy as well, especially as like communication starts coming in and you start to realize like, oh wait, this is really happening. This is really happening. This is how, and like understanding that that's how it's meant to happen, and allowing whatever anxieties you had been trying to rest with to sort of dissipate, as you're like sort of seeing the unfolding of something new happening in your life. Okay, let's see what else. For some of you, this is like your feet got held to the fire for something. I don't know. They're giving me the phrase your feet were held to the fire. Like you had to get something done. You had to do something. And that's what actually alleviated the fear energy. It was like, I got to do it. So I don't have time to be afraid of what's going to happen if I do it or I don't do it. I have to do it. And that really allowed you to step into your power more, because it's almost like you were second guessing yourself. Like you didn't think that you could do it, but you were going to try anyway. And like when you realize like, oh, not only can I do it, I can do it really well, and I can do it really confidently. I can do it and garner a lot of respect. So that sort of like leveled you up a little bit here is what I'm getting. Let's see what else. Ooh. the Hangman in the reverse, coming out of like this. Yeah, you're coming out of this stuck period. In some way, it was almost like you were holding yourself up. For some of you, you were holding yourself up because it wasn't like you didn't know that you could do it. It's like you didn't believe that you could do it. It's one thing to like, I don't know. I'm getting this. I'm getting this energy of like, it's almost like you were saying one thing, but like in your heart of hearts, it was like, did you really believe what you were saying? And now you're getting to a point where your heart and your head are aligned, right? And so that's what's allowing you to get out of that stuck energy. That's what's allowing you to release yourself from blockages. That's what's allowing you to receive the enlightenment, the bright idea, mm, the next move is being presented to you, or the next series of steps, like what you have to do to take it even further, is being presented to you here in this moment, just because you opened yourself up to the enlightenment instead of like being consumed by the worry. What else for the collective before we wrap it up here? Ooh, okay, let's take a look. Yeah, you're done like self-sabotaging here. This Five of Swords, you're done self-sabotaging. Like it's like you have there's been self-sabotage, there's been like almost like you felt like no matter, I think you were like moving in the wrong community, or like trying to accomplish something with people who were like, they just weren't aligned with you. They didn't have shared values with you, and you were like trying to like press it, make it happen. And it wasn't aligning here. And now that you understand some sort of truth, you see how this person is holding the single sword. Now that you have like, you understand some sort of truth, it's like you've gone through some sort of trials. You've maybe had to like, sort of like, protect yourself from some energies that were like trying to get in the way of what you really want. They could have been trying to convince you that you wanted to move in a direction that you were like, maybe in your heart of hearts, you knew like, oh, that's not the way to go, right? Wearing you out, like something was wearing you out. And the reason that it was wearing you out was because it was in opposition to the way you were supposed to be moving. But here you are making a different choice, right? Because you received the enlightenment, because you understand, because you've gotten the next steps. They've been presented to you. So now you're making a different choice. For some of you, this is like, making a different choice in how you connect with your divine source. For others of you, this is like making a different choice in how you connect with people, and how you go about receiving help. You're opening yourself up to receive help, divine help, and also help from other beautiful humans. For some of you, you're like meeting like some sort of community of people where like there's like this spiritual energy that's flowing to you and through you, is how I'm getting it. It's like flowing, like you might be getting a lot of downloads, or like messages, I don't know, like messages from your spirit team, spirit guides. You might be seeing a ton of synchronicities, or like you might be like compelled to speak on things that normally you wouldn't be compelled to speak on, or wanting to understand things that normally you wouldn't be wanting to understand. And people want to hear or understand what it is that you're receiving. So like, it's like, for some of you, again, this is like an enhancement of your spiritual gifts. Jupiter going direct in Pisces is bringing about an enhancement of your spiritual gifts. That's not only going to serve you, right, and strengthen your connection to divine source, but it's going to also make you very attractive to other people, make people very like keen to hear and understand what it is that you have to say and share. And you are now getting over a fear of like speaking and saying and sharing the truth that you now understand from this like enhanced perspective that you've been granted. Okay, anything else? Whoa, okay, we'll take those. This is oh, so beautiful. I'm so glad we took those. You've got the star card and the death card here. The death card is about a rebirth. It's about stepping into a new energy, rising up into like sort of this healing, right? This healing. You might be really leaning into your north node. If you don't know what your north node is, it's worth finding out, because that's where we're going in this lifetime, right? It's like what we're here to accomplish, how we step into purpose. We step into purpose, like understanding your north node is key to stepping into purpose. So some of you might be really focusing on that. Others of you are just like sort of being reborn into this energy that like is more hopeful and very healing. It's at the bottom of the deck. Wow, with the Two of Cups. Yes. Some of you, these are connections that are coming into your life that are extremely healing here for you. For some of you, this is you coming into an energy where it's like, you are able, like, again, you're able to see manifestation in action. Your wishes are coming true, for lack of a better way to say it. And it's almost like you didn't think it was going to happen. You had this truth that you were holding on to that said like, oh, those things don't happen for me. Right? Or that's implausible, or like that's too difficult, or something like that. And you're being like, again, stripped down. Look at these bones. You've been stripped down, and so that you can take on a new truth and move forward in a new truth with a new enlightenment, and this energy of like healing, yeah, definitely like a deeper faith in what's possible. Some of you had your faith tested, and you may have had your faith tested for quite some time. I'm getting like 8, so 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 years for some of you. But your faith has been tested, and now you are. And you've learned those lessons. It feels like you've learned those lessons and are learning now to step out in a way that feels actually true to who you are. Okay, so let's go ahead. I usually don't use this deck in collective readings, but I will right now. It's the Gateway of Light activation. And so let's go ahead and use this. If you have gotten this far in this reading, let's go ahead and do give me a skeleton emoji, since we're being reborn into this energy, into this new timeline that says yes, this new timeline where the wheels have been greased. Let me get a skeleton emoji, whatever one you want to drop, a skeleton emoji that's like bringing us into this new timeline. Stripping us down and then building us back up. We love it. Okay, let's see. Can I have one card for the collective? I'm just going to say this now. If the Anunnaki card is the one that comes out, I'm shuffling again, because it's the only card I ever have gotten from this deck. And I'm curious. Hang on, let me see which one came out. Oh, it's a different one. Emerald Tablet Activation, Cosmic Ordering, Divine Alchemy, Cosmic Manifesting, or Conscious Manifesting, excuse me. Yes, Conscious Manifesting. That's the energy that you're stepping into. Before, like, you were, like, there was almost like a lack of awareness about, like, how the energies that you were surrounding yourself were working in your life, either to serve you or as a disservice to you. And now, like, that you have that level of awareness, you are ready to move with more intention. Now that you've been stripped down of those things that have been getting in your way, you are open to receive through conscious manifesting. So let me go ahead and read this to you from the book. Okay. I can never find them in here, but one second. Here it is, number 73. Okay, so we have Emerald Tablet Activation. It says the Emerald Tablet is one of the most celebrated of the Hermetic texts, a series of sacred Egyptian and Greek texts from the 2nd century or earlier. They form the basis of Hermeticism, a spiritual tradition that brings together science and spirituality through investigations into the cosmos, mind, and nature. Most of these texts are a series of dialogues between a teacher and a student and are based on the concept of alchemy, the art of turning lead into gold, or something that is leaden and heavy into a golden opportunity. The Emerald Tablet is said to have been carved on a bright green stone that was transported to Egypt around the fall of Atlantis and stored in the halls of Amenti under the Great Pyramid. Although this legend is widespread, the origin of the text is shrouded in mystery. We do know that it is made up of 14 passages which first appeared in the book written somewhere between the 6th and 8th centuries and has been highly influential in its most famous statement, as above, so below, meaning that what is high in the heavens is reflected upon the earth. The author signs off as Hermes Trismegistus, which is another name for Thoth, who is featured in this deck. And is thought to have been the priest king of the Atlantis. The idea that he knew the approaching end of the civilization and hid the Emerald Tablet and many other teachings in order to preserve them for spiritual aspirants in the future. Okay. It says, recite the Emerald Tablet's most famous words, as above, so below, working the miracles of one, all things come from one. When the Emerald Tablet activation card appears, you are being called to remember the gifts that you are carrying from previous lifetimes. Even if you don't always understand how to express them, there's a part of you that knows you hold great power within. This is a special time for you to use that power to bring into manifestation all that you need for your life to unfold in a way that is in alignment with your best interests. All that has unfolded so far has given you the opportunity to learn and grow, even the unsettling moments. But you are a master alchemist with the capacity to take all that once was challenging and use it to create positive opportunities for yourself. As above, so below. All the thoughts you send up to the source will continue to your evolution on Earth. It's a perfect card for this reading. All right, y'all. I really hope that these messages resonated with someone out there. Please remember to join us over on Patreon. I do a whole host of other readings over there, and we would love to have you. Links for everything is going to be in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all the things at Cloud9 Intuitive. And if this is where we leave things, please know that I am sending you so much love, so much peace, so many blessings, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.